My nose is bleeding. Back's a little tight today. I squatted yesterday, so it's not a really great idea to squat yesterday and then deadlift today. But the camera's on. And when the camera's on, you just do shit. You do more, you become more, you know? And you don't stop. You don't quit. You don't give up. Just because you got fake hips, or just because somebody told you you couldn't do it, or just because you don't have the right job or the right car or the right friends or the right people around you. You just keep fucking doing shit. You just keep going. Keep moving through life, shucking and jiving, sticking and moving, fucking lifting, eating, lifting, eating, lifting, eating, over and over and over until you get fucking strong. Let's get this sucker wrapped up in here. Okay. Till the wheels fall off, baby. Woo! That's the way you do it. And then you unbuckle the belt and all your fat goes if you have fat. My nose is bleeding. Stick and move, stick and move, keep moving. Is now officially part of my lifting wardrobe. It's got my blood on it. How that sound? I just got done training at the Mecca of bodybuilding, Gold's Gym in Venice Beach, and we are heading to the world famous In-N-Out Burger. So first the world famous Mecca, then In-N-Out Burger. I'm with my buddy Paul from Machiavelli Motivation. Anybody out there that has YouTube, which is every single person in the damn world, knows about Machiavelli Motivation. He makes these awesome bodybuilding videos, and when you're hanging with a carnivore, you're gonna end up at In-N-Out regardless of whether you like it or not. Well, normally when people go to In-N-Out, they get a hamburger, and that burger comes on a bun, and it's got a bunch of vegetables on it. We like to strip it down. We call it the Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman is a hamburger patty, 2 slices of cheese, and another hamburger patty. Now, on a carnivore diet, there's a lot of people that choose not to eat dairy, especially probably the dairy that they serve at In-N-Out. However, it doesn't have any carbohydrates, so it's not gonna spike your insulin. It's not gonna really mess up your diet, but there may be some things in this processed cheese that we don't want in our systems or in our bodies, or you might just be choose to be like me and say, screw it, I eat good 90% of the week. I eat good 6 days out of the week, and then like the one day that I go to In-N-Out and I have a burger without the bun, God forbid, I'm gonna eat a piece of cheese or two. So I don't really worry about the cheese. I also have ways to fix that. Because it has so much cheese on it, I'll order 1 or 2 Flying Dutchman, and then I just order a bunch of Scooby Snacks, is what they're called on the secret menu. But Scooby Snacks are just hamburger patties. And so you can order like 4 patties and then 2 Flying Dutchman, and then you still have 4 pieces of cheese all mixed up in there, and you just kind of smash it all together and eat it like that. And we'll show you how to get into that in a little bit here. But In-N-Out's really, it's like a really easy way to go train. So when I used to live in Los Angeles, I worked out in Venice and I lived in Playa Vista. So in between, there was Marina del Rey. There's an In-N-Out there. I could go work out. I could stop at In-N-Out, grab a couple of patties. And a lot of times I just grab just the patties if it's during the week and it's not some sort of like cheat. I won't get the cheese, I'll just get just the patties. But it's really easy after you work out to just stop at In-N-Out or McDonald's or anywhere, grab whatever you want and make it easy on yourself. There's no reason to make this difficult. My physique did not come as a result of grass-fed, hard to harvest, hard to get animal products. It came from easy to obtain animal products wherever I could get them. I always try to do my best. I always try to get grass-fed and grass-finished. And the only reason for that is I feel that the animals are going to be treated more humanely and treated better if they come from a place that takes the great care of grass finishing them. However, that's not always the case, and it's not always going to be true. I always just try to do my best, but we can't always account for everybody and everything. So also, In-N-Out, what's great about In-N-Out is if you're doing like a keto diet, for example, or a carnivore diet, it's pretty easy to keep track of. Everything's like kind of 1-to-1. By 1-to-1, I mean it's like a ratio of protein to fat. It's like gram to gram. So there's about 40 grams. I think it's like 38, but let's just say 40 grams of fat, 40 grams of protein in each burger, in each Flying Dutchman. So that's 2 patties, 2 pieces of cheese. It's 40. And so you can just kind of count your calories and count I think it's 400 calories or close to 400 calories. You can kind of count your calories like that, or you can compartmentalize it and just realize that every component of a Flying Dutchman is 100 calories. So 100 calories in a piece of cheese, 100 calories in a burger patty. Just multiply, add whatever if you are tracking or counting calories. I recommend not tracking anything because then you can have 10 burgers. And who fucking cares? Because when you're not hungry later, you're not going to eat later. So whether you count it or you stuff your face, it doesn't fucking matter. But too many people make too much of a big deal about counting and tracking everything, and then they binge and purge and they get fat because they're so worried about what their fucking macro calculator says and not worried about what their body's telling them and the signals that the body's giving them and the fact that you're hungry, you need to eat. And when you're not hungry, you need to be moving. And that's the bottom line, because that's it. So as far as drinks go, a lot of people always want to wash down their Flying Dutchman with something. And you can get it with water, but I happen to like Diet Coke, and they serve Diet Coke at In-N-Out. So usually if I'm going to go there once a week and get a treat, I also treat myself with a Diet Coke. Now, sometimes I have seen no studies or no scientific clinical data from anybody, anywhere, anytime, ever saying that sucralose or aspartame or any of these things cause cancer, heart attack, stroke, or any medical condition that we should be concerned with. I do drink things like Gatorade Zero, for example, because I don't drink it all the time. Actually, I'm a little bit addicted to this. And that is the problem, and that's the God's honest truth. Is like I got kind of addicted to this orange Gatorade Zero because it tastes good, but I try to confine my addiction to only Gatorade Zero. So what I mean by that is a lot of people will drink Gatorade Zero, they'll like the taste of it so much, and they'll go down a pack of Sour Patch Kids and some Twizzlers. I'm not saying I haven't done that, but for the most part, that's what I try to avoid. Is I just try to only use the Gatorade Zero and not let it lead me down the road to other sweets and other bad shit. There really isn't any reason to be concerned about artificial sweeteners as far as weight gain is concerned. We haven't seen it show up in any studies as far as weight gain is concerned. As far as health effects are concerned, I would say, as with anything, like anything on the planet, probably besides red meat, I would say is suspect that like we haven't had it around. Most things that we haven't had around long enough, even like broccoli or even like potatoes, they've been around for 500 years. So if potatoes caused cancer or something, like we still might not know, right? So not everything's been around to know if it's going to work. So we can't really definitively say whether or not aspartame or sucralose causes cancer or these problems. My whole thing is like, why live your life just bubble wrapped and worried about everything? Like, I like to just keep moving forward and advancing through life. And my idea and my hypothesis in my head is that if you're fairly healthy and you maintain a good body weight, good body fat ratio, that you're just not going to get sick. It seems like so many of these diseases and so many of these like illnesses that we've been seeing are from having inflammation, from feeling sick, from feeling shitty. If we get enough sleep, enough sun, and enough food, we're gonna be okay. So basically this little patty has all the nutrition that you need for human nutrition. It's got every nutrient known to man in it. And this is only $1. So like the best way to do this, like for health, would be to just roll through the drive-thru, order 10 Scooby snacks like this, and just smash them. And it would be, that would be like 1,000 calories. And it would be, what, like, I think like 10 grams of protein each. It'd be 100 grams of protein. I mean, you don't have to get 10, but like I'm saying, it makes it easy, and you can kind of make each one of these a component. There's 100 calories in this, 100 calories in each piece of cheese. So whether or not you decide to have cheese or not, that'll be up to you. I would say if you're having a problem losing weight or a problem with inflammation, don't eat cheese. If you don't have those problems, then eat some cheese. And then you can like even dip a little ketchup. Like I got a little bit of ketchup. You know, I just use it sparingly, just a little bit. It gives a little bit of zing, helps you to eat more. Sometimes I come here and I can only eat like 1 or 2 patties. But if I only eat 1 or 2 patties, I'd be hungry later. By using just a little bit of ketchup, which I know a lot of people will get mad at me for, use a little bit of ketchup, I can eat 5, 6 patties and then I'm not hungry all day. Do you think that 5 calories of ketchup really mattered? I don't think it matters. I think we look in the wrong spots for things to be wrong so that we can try to fix them and make believe we're doing something, but we don't need to be that careful. Just keep eating and training. I love having places like this to be able to go to and be able to tell people that they can go to, because it's something to look forward to. So like if you're just eating steak all day and all week, and you know like at the end of the week, like, oh, I can go to In-N-Out and I'm still like 100% completely on the diet. Maybe I'm having a little ketchup. Maybe I'm throwing in a little onions. And the only reason I'd say to stay away from some of these stuff, like for many people, onions will cause them stomach discomfort, make them fart, give them stomach aches. It doesn't happen to me, and I don't feel inflammation from them. They're supposed to be actually anti-inflammatory. So since I don't have any gut issues with onions, I like them and I'll eat them. I don't eat a lot of them. It's maybe the total of it would be 1/4 of an onion. It's not very much at all. So it just adds some flavor. I think by giving yourself some things to look forward to in the week, whether it be food, you know, whether it be treating yourself to a massage, whether it be whatever, like I think you got to set yourself up for success, and the best way to set yourself up for success is give yourself rewards that aren't bad for you. You know, like this is not negative, still eating food. It's just that it's like, you know, it's like a little bit of a treat, and set yourself up so you get a couple treats here and there, and then go in the gym and rip 500 pounds off the floor for a bunch of reps, feel good about yourself, be proud of what you did for the day, and then go eat. My eating was always surrounded by shame and guilt, and like I wasn't working hard enough. I didn't deserve what I was eating, but we all deserve to be eating. I mean, we're human. You don't have to earn everything, but you have to earn your little treats. You know, if you want to have a steak, you don't have to earn it. You just do it. And a steak is a treat. But if you want something like In-N-Out, put in all the work and then have it. And don't feel guilty. It's really great to not feel chained up. I mean, that's the one thing I can say to everybody is like, I felt chained by food. I felt like I had to eat the right things, the same things all the time. Otherwise I was gonna, you know, get fat or whatever. And the more I've just freed myself up to eat as many calories as I want, eat as often as I want, not worry about what time of day it is. You can use intermittent fasting with carnivore diet. I think it kind of happens automatically, but I don't ever do it on purpose. But that's why people ask me about my diet a lot, and I can't give you a whole lot of information other than like you have to experience it yourself. When I started, I would do 18 hours of intermittent fasting every day, and then Some days I'd be starving. On the days that I was starving, it was just hard to function. I didn't get anything done because I was thinking about food and I was holding myself to this stupid, made-up intermittent fasting thing. Stupid, because I was hungry. But when I decided, you know what, when I'm hungry, I'm going to eat, and when I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. And I got rid of all these stupid things in my head about weight loss and being fat as a kid, and just let everything go. Everything started to open up. Everything started to become easier because food didn't become my central thought. And so I think that, like, when people are on these diets, it becomes very easy to become part of a tribe. You feel like you belong to something. You feel like you're part of something. It's all you got, and you're dead set on it, and you're going to be a zealot about it. But you know what? I have a fuckload of fans. I have a ton of people like listening to what I'm saying and watching what I'm doing. And the reason I do is because I'm just like you, and you're just like me, and we're the same, and that's why we can be friends. There is no hierarchy here. There is no, you know, I'm the boss or the leader or whatever. Like, I'm just like you guys in the trenches, lifting, doing these things every single day. And that's what I really appreciate too, is that you guys are real with me. And if I say something stupid, you guys will let me know. But I think that with this carnivore thing, you just got to be yourself, and you got to eat what you like. You got to eat as much as you can, eat until you're full, drink until you're not thirsty, and not worry so much about the scale, not worry about how you look. Just put your head down and keep going. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Conan the Barbarian. He's pushing that wheel, and he's got his head down, and he's pushing, and he's pushing, he's pushing. When he lifts his head up, he's that mighty warrior. He's the Conan the king when he lifts his head up. When he has his head down, he's just a little boy. But then he gets more jacked and more jacked and more jacked, and he just keeps being, what I always say, consistency. And consistency is always going to win, no matter what. When you are hungry, a really great thing to do, people are going to think this is ridiculous. When you get hungry and you have time to do it, go train. Go for a walk. Do something that says, like, I know that I'm hungry, but I'm going to be better than this for right now. And I'm going to go do something for like an hour. And then you'll really experience like real hunger. Or actually, sometimes the hunger just completely passes. It's really weird. But this is how you learn to fast. You learn to fast by exercising the fasting muscle. And I think when people like, there's like two sides of it. Like I said, like, well, don't suffer. But I feel like in order to suffer, you got to train yourself a little bit, right? So I think part of this diet is taking days where you're not hungry and stretching that feeding window. So like, if you wake up and you're just not hungry and you can go till noon without eating, then go to noon without eating. And then try to go to like 2 or 3 o'clock and see what happens. You're not going to die, but you'll find that like the next day, maybe you're not that hungry until, you know, now you're not hungry till noon at all. Now every day you're not hungry till noon. Now every day you're just used to eating once a day, right? I don't recommend that you have to always eat once a day or do any like real rules, but like eat when you're hungry, and eat, I would say a really good rule of thumb is eat as few times as you can to get by. So you shouldn't be grazing on things all day, but if you're hungry, eat, but try to eat big, nutrient-dense meals and then move on, and don't eat again. Don't snack on things, you know. It's just stupid. It doesn't really make much sense to have like a little tiny snack in the middle of the day, even though I'm guilty of it. We all do it. I just try to say as rules, like my rules aren't really rules, or just like, hey, just try to do this. For the most part, it'll be better. But then again, like I said, I don't like to stick to rules and be dead set on them. I just have them as guidelines.